Normally, I talk about investment opportunities in emerging locations where growth is still happening, infrastructure is still catching up. That is where the upside lies. But today's project breaks that pattern. It is located in the heart of Business Bay, a fully developed, globally recognized area, and yet I believe it offers something incredibly unique for a certain type of investor. This is for someone who wants a safe, secure, low risk entry into Dubai real estate. It is in a central location by a reputed developer, and it's not trying to compete with price or hype. It is designed differently. And here's what really caught my attention in this project. Usually towers this tall feel crowded, but this one flips that. 110 floors and just over 500 units, whereas towers in the surrounding vicinity with even 100 floors have a unit count of over 1000 to 1200 units. So this tells everything about the uniqueness and the vision of this developer. Now let me break this down for you the way I always do from an investor's point of view. Let's dive into the project. The project we are talking about today is called Downtown Residences by Deyaar Development. Let's understand the background of the developer in detail because that is what you as an investor invest into: the confidence, the level of confidence, the strength, and the background of the developer, what kind of legacy the developer has created in the past in the market. So that is basically what instills confidence in the investor's mind, right? So their developments is a semi-government developer, 50% owned by Dubai Islamic Bank, which is among the top 5 banks in terms of asset value in Dubai. So that basically tells about the cash-rich nature of the developer. And you will see that when you understand the payment plan, the way they have structured it, they're not at all greedy for cash. They really want to create a statement. They really want to build something unique, different. So they have offered a very generous payment plan. You will understand that when I walk you through the payment plan and different strategies. One important thing about this developer is like, although this developer comes up with really nice, unique projects, not many people know about this developer because they don't create that much of noise in terms of marketing as much as some other developers do. Uh, so that is the reason why, like, yes, people in Dubai, they know the name. They are property management because they are very well known for property management, asset management, facilities management. They have built communities. Midtown by Deyaar in production city is a very, very, very beautifully well designed and well maintained, well managed community by themselves. They have hotel affiliations with Millennium Hotel Group. So they have businesses in across many verticals, and people in Dubai know the name, but people overseas, investors overseas, often might not have come across the name there, or maybe not as much as these other developers come up because they don't market themselves. They don't market too much. They don't get that much of nice in marketing. Let's just walk through their website and let me explain a bit about the developer, about the legacy, and then let's understand the project. So this is the website. The developer has 6 different verticals, including property management, community management, facility management, asset management. I'm not going to go through everything in detail. Uh, so as I said, they have built communities. Midtown by There is one of their very iconic communities, and they have built multiple projects. They have been in the industry for over 20 years. They have a very famous affiliation with Millennium Hotel Group, as I said earlier. So they have a few hotel apartments, serviced apartments. They manage that, maintain that, rent it out. So they have a separate portal to take care of it, and separate team, facilities management team to take care of the services maintenance. And they do it at a very high standard, a very high level. Just to understand a bit about the quality and the caliber that they deal with. If you look at the facilities management arm of Deyaar, so they have a subsidiary to take care of the facilities management. The name of that company is Ontigra, and they have fully fledged facilities management, including hard FM, soft FM, security service, and everything. If you just go through the website of Ontigra, and let's understand one thing, just look at the clientele that they cater to, both government and private sector. These are some of the leading names in UAE, Abu Dhabi Police, Emirates Red Crescent, Dubai World Trade Center. So they are managing the facility. They are doing the facilities management for Dubai World Trade Center, right? And if you look at private sector, of course, Dubai Islamic Bank, you have EMA, you have DHL, FedEx. These are some of the very big, well-known names in the industry that they manage, that they have as part of their clients. So this is the kind of people that are going to manage the property that we are going to talk about today. Why is that important? Well, the project that we are talking about today is very unique. It's 110 floors high. And some developers these days come up with this, like the highest in town, the second highest, the second tallest, likewise. But what really matters when it comes to the sellability, future demand of of a particular project is how well the project is maintained, managed. First of all, yes, the build quality is what matters. It has to be at a very high. It has to be at a good quality in terms of build quality, and then how well the property, the project is managed. Just because the developer comes up with 100 floors high with 40 plus amenities, if that project, let's say 5-7 years down the line, is not managed well, then obviously the demand for that is going to go down, right? The people are going to talk negative about that project. And because the kind of people that are moving into Dubai, they have many options. Like, developers, it's a very highly competitive market. If you are not innovative, if you're not at a particular standard, probably you would lose demand, right? Because investors or end users, people have alternative options to choose from, right? So when it comes to this project, any project to that matter, but this project particularly, because it's a very high, like 110 floors, and they boast of many amenities, very unique features. The management side, the maintenance side is very important. How it is going to get maintained, who is going to maintain that would determine the demand for this project. So when it comes to that, we are pretty much in good hands. Their developer is an expert in property maintenance management. That's what I wanted to show. So this is a bit about the developer, about the background of the developer. Now let's understand the project in detail. So the project, as I said, is 110 floors high, and it is among the top 5 tallest projects, residential projects in Dubai. And the most unique part of this project, again, is the number of units available. It's just 522 units across 110 floors. On average, it's not even 5 units per floor on average, right? So that's very, very unique in a market where you find projects with 40 to 50 floors high with a unit count of 600, 700 units. And for that matter, there is a tower by a developer you probably would know because of their marketing right next to this project, Downtown Residences, which boasts almost 100 floors, that has a unit count of over 1,200 units versus just 522 units all across 110 floors. Just imagine the uniqueness that this developer wants to create. The developer could have easily blended in another, at least another 150 units. It would still have been considered as a low density project, but the developer did not do that, right? And we'll understand in detail about the uniqueness of this project, because that is what mainly I highlight, right? I would talk about an investment opportunity only if it makes sense, only if it is unique, if it has some sort of uniqueness. There's a reason why I don't talk about projects that just even from leading developers, projects that have, like, let's say 40-50 floors. I mean, what's the point if you have 100 to 150 units with almost similar layout? How are you going to be able to resell that unit at the point of handover? Or what is the uniqueness that you are going to get in terms of resale, in terms of rental, right? So I talk about always from an investor's point of view, unique projects that would have a higher value at resale compared to other developments, compared to other alternative options that you could invest that money into, right? Okay, so that's one thing. Now let's understand how the building is going to look. So this is how the building is going to look like. And this building is themed across 6 vertical ecosystems, right? So you have on the ground floor, you have the House of Commons, a grand entrance with a double height lobby, concierge services, cafes, and lounges. On level 1, you have the House of Heirs, which is basically for family. You have kids play areas, both indoor and outdoor, and many other amenities, basically family time, right? You from level 53 to level 55, you have the Mysore Armies, which is basically a social hub, right? You have a cigar lounge, private cinema, dining option, golf simulator, social clubhouse, and many other amenities. And on this side, you have the House of Wellness, which is basically for wellness, spa, steam, sauna, and yoga, gym, studio, and many other amenities in terms of wellness. Here you have the Sky Club and Park from level 71 to level 73, which is basically for business. You have executive lounges, you have offices, you have cafes, you have podcast studios, and many amenities in these floors. And level 91 is Cloud 9, where you have an infinity pool, very beautiful infinity pool, an observatory deck, fine dining, restaurants again, and many other amenities. So that is how this project is created. And again, these are just some of the amenities. As I said earlier, my objective of the video is not to walk you through the brochure in detail. That we can do on a detailed call, or maybe even if you go through the brochure, you would be able to understand what amenities are there. My objective of the video, of any of my videos to that matter, is to analyze the project, compare and contrast, and see how unique is it really unique. If so, how unique of an opportunity, what is the upside potential the project has, the untold story that lies behind a brochure of a project, because brochures sometimes could tell the actual story, or brochures could be deceptive. I have come across brochures from very new developers, like not that great developers. The brochures are very captivating, but after handover, you really understand the true colors of the developer of the project, right? So you have to be very careful, very analytical when you make investments. My objective of the video is to analyze investments in different angles, the developer's strength and various angles, and to present to you in a way that you would really understand if it is a good investment opportunity that would match your objectives or not, right? Now, talking briefly about the unit mix, the tower is 445 meters high, 432 exclusive residential units, 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms, 76 duplexes, 2 and 3 bedroom duplexes, 13 penthouses, 3 and 4 bedroom penthouses, and 1 royal palace that spans across 3 floors on top. So this is the unit mix of the project. One other thing about the project, just to explain to you how much of attention to detail the developer has given. Now this is actually the placement of the unit. We'll understand the placement, the location, some renders in detail in a moment. Just to explain you one thing here, this is located in the heart of Business Bay. So this is the Sheikh Zayed Road, which we'll understand in detail in a moment again, as I said. The way the tower is placed, from one side, only from this side, the views would be covered, because there's another tower by a known developer that is also high-rise, like almost 100 floors, right? Which, as I said, has 1,200 units in it, right next to this plot. So this side of the project, the views are going to be covered. Because of that, you know what the developer has done? The developer has minimized the number of units that would come in this side. 1 or 2 units coming in this side, because there is no views. The people living in this side of the building, they would not enjoy great views. Because of that, the developer has minimized the number of units. And the way the tower is placed, considering the height of towers in this location, which we'll again discuss in detail, most likely almost all the units, except for this side, almost all the units in the other sides of the building, they have some sort of a view, the way the tower is placed. So the developer actually has done something really great in choosing the plot, in designing the floor plates in a way such that the units, the views are maximized. Because an investment in downtown Business Bay, mostly the views play a key role in determining the price when it comes to rental and resale. If you have an unobstructed Burj Khalifa view, then definitely it is a game changer in Business Bay downtown. In various other locations, that would vary, right? So the developer has actually paid keen attention to that. At the cost of, as I said again, squeezing in a few more units into the floor plate, where the developer can make some extra money. He has let go of that opportunity just to make sure that he creates a statement here, right? So that's something very unique, again, about the project. Right. Now let's understand the placement of the project. This is Sheikh Zayed Road, the main lifeline of UAE, the main highway, Sheikh Zayed Road. So the project is bang on the Sheikh Zayed Road, just 2 minutes walk from the Sheikh Zayed Road, the Business Bay metro station, which we'll understand in Google Maps. So this is where the project is. This is the downtown area. You have the canal here. You can easily get into DIFC from this side. You have the Jumeirah beach here. You have, 15 to 20-minute drive to the airport. Safa Park is here, one of the main parks in this location. So this is basically a central location. I don't think I'll have to explain too much about the location because the Business Bay downtown is already a well-known location. It's prime real estate anyways, right? So it's located at a very central location, right? But just to zoom in and explain, show where the metro station is, where the project is. This is the plot for the project, right? You have a road here, and you have a subway right next to the plot, which and behind the plot as well, which basically increases the connectivity for the plot for the project, right? And the Business Bay metro station is located right here, so it's just 2 blocks away. The Business Bay metro station is, right? And most importantly, Burj Khalifa. This is Burj Khalifa, right? So you have direct views from here to Burj Khalifa. I'll be showing you the views in a moment in some other renders, and I'll show you how high some of these towers are, like the towers that are between the project and Burj Khalifa that could potentially block the views. Let's understand the height of these towers versus the height of the project that we are talking about, and what kind of views that you can expect. Because as I said a moment ago, in Business Bay downtown, if I make an investment, views play a key role in determining the rentals and the resale value, right? These are some of the renders. This is where the project is going to be, and this is the night view, an actual image of how the location is going to look like, right? So this is where the tower is going to come, and just see how close Burj Khalifa is and what kind of the potential height of the buildings around, like all 40, 50 floors, 27, 30, 40, 50 floors. That is the height of the buildings around this location, versus we are looking at 110 floors, right? So anything above the 45th floor is going to have unobstructed good views in for downtown for Burj Khalifa, and anything even in the low floors are going to have potentially better views, because the building right next to it is a very low rise building, so there's going to be a bit of a gap, at least 100-meter gap between a low floor unit versus the next high rise building, right? So there's going to be some sort of a good view even for a low floor unit. But if you are going for a unit that is above the 40th, 45th floor, particularly, we'll understand what units are going to be very unique also. That is definitely going to be a game changer in this project, right? So this is again Burj Khalifa. Of course, there are some towers in this side and all, but the project here, it's not a project. It is. I think it belongs to Deyaar. It's a very low-rise building, right? And this side you have a project that has 100 floors by another known developer. So this is the side I said earlier that has the lowest number of units. This side, like around 2 units per floor, that faces this direction, right? Because the views are going to be blocked. This is the coastal line, Jumeirah Beach. This is another render of how the building is going to look like. Just imagine the views again, here there are some high-rise buildings in this location, not that high, 30 floors likewise, right? So the views that you could get from, let's say, again 45th floor and above are going to be spectacular. The Jumeirah and beach views, like you have the World Islands here, you have Palm Jumeirah. A very distant view of Palm Jumeirah is also something that you could expect from a high floor, right? Now the most important thing, this is the tower, right? If you look at the tower, between the tower and Burj Khalifa, because again Burj Khalifa views actually makes a difference when it comes to investments, rental and resellability, right? That is something that we have seen over and over again in apartment in towers that are located in close proximity to downtown Business Bay, right? So if you look at the tower, between the tower and Burj Khalifa, the towers that could potentially kind of or partially could potentially block the views, right? You have Paramount Hotel Midtown, which is 66 floors, but that would probably not entirely block the views. If you look at a unit on this half of the project, I don't even the entire project, you are going to have some sort of a partial views even from this corner, because this is probably not going to block the entire views. But still, this hotel is 66 floors, right? If you look at these towers, 40 tower, 41 floors. You have you have Burj Crown by MR, 44 floors, and you have Grand Signature Residences, 71 floors. Again, this is not probably not going to cover the views. So, if you choose a unit anywhere above 45th floor, almost 100% of the chance you are going to have lifetime Burj Khalifa views unobstructed, right? So that is going to be a game changer when it comes to an investment in this project. Okay. So this, the way the developer has chosen this plot, the way the developer has placed the units in the floor plates, the low floors you have the one beds in this side, which could potentially have partial views of Burj Khalifa and Business Bay, right? There is a very low rise building here, so there is going to be some sort of view even for the lowest floor units, like let's say fifth, sixth floor unit. When you minus the podium and all, you are going to have some sort of a view. And higher the floors, the views are going to get better. The way the developer has chosen this plot, the way the developer has placed the units in the floor plate, it's mind blowing. It's so much of attention to detail. The developer has given up so much when it comes to the kind of potential earning that they could have made by squeezing in a few more units. They I mean, it shows that they are not at all greedy to make money. They just want to make a statement and deliver a very good product and service it at a very high standard after handover, that which obviously they'll do because of their strength in property management. So yes, that's a bit about the project, about the location, about the placement, about now let's understand some floor plans. Again, I'm not going to go through in detail into every single floor plan. Let's just understand a few samples to understand what you can expect in a normal apartment. If you're interested in the floor plans, in the views, comparing different floor plans, what you need to choose, we can do that in detail in a Zoom call, right? This is a sample floor plan for a one bed located between the 32nd and 42nd floor. You can expect a decently good view from one of these one beds. Just understand, I mean, you have the powder room, you have a walk-in wardrobe, bathroom, and a master bedroom. The size of the master bedroom, 3.8 by 3.65, it's very generous. It's kind of comparatively large compared to various other floor plans, right? So that's a very nice unit. This is another floor plan for a 2-bed plus maid. The total area is 1,232 square foot. You have a powder room, you have a maid's room with a maid's washroom, a kitchen, again master bedroom with walk-in closet and a primary bathroom, and the second bedroom also with attached washroom, right? Every bedroom comes with attached washroom, including the maid's room. Going for the duplexes, this is a sample for a 2-bedroom plus maid duplex, 1,581 square foot size. Again, you have the powder room, living area, a massive living area, 4.15 by 5.45 meters, a decently sized kitchen, maid's room with maid's bathroom. On the first floor, you have on the upper level, or rather, you have a master bedroom, massive master bedroom, 3.5 by 5 meters, walk-in closet, primary bathroom with, and you also have a study room here in this particular layout. So this is a 2-bedroom duplex, and this is a 3-bedroom duplex located from floor number 80 to 85, which is a high floor, and you are going to have spectacular, unobstructed lifetime views of Burj Khalifa from this particular layout, right? Again, low floor, you have the kitchen, maid's room, utility room, maid's room with attached washroom, powder room, a massive living room, 2 separate areas. When you go to the upper level, you have the primary bedroom with walk-in closet, bathroom, and 2 other bedrooms with attached washrooms. Again, another living area in the upper level as well, right? So this is a very beautiful layout. So again, the layouts in detail we can go through on a call if you are interested. We can analyze, we can discuss which one has a better views, which one has a better resale potential. If you are like short-term Airbnb, then which one, long-term, then which one. These things we can discuss in detail on a call when we go through the floor plans, floor plates, weaves and all. Now, some of these layouts are going to have higher desirability when it comes to resale, so we will have to pick and choose from those layouts in order to maximize the returns. Which ones are those going to be? That is something that I'll explain in a moment. Before that, let's understand one more thing. Who is going to live in this project? Potentially, who would live? Because that is what determines the resellability, the demand, how much rentals you can earn from this project. Okay. So if you look at Business Bay, there are some new towers. Business Bay is almost already a matured community, one of the oldest established communities. So most of the towers, a good 80-85% of the towers in Business Bay and downtown were constructed some time back, right? At least I would say 75% were constructed some time back. So they are not equipped with the latest technologies. They are not equipped with the latest kind of sophisticated amenities, services, and all. There's a certain level that you could modify a tower, right? So a tower of this caliber, with this kind of sophistication, with this kind of amenities, finishes, and all, that's going to hold a certain value, right? And if you look at the kind of demographic, people working in and moving into Dubai that work in like DIFC, officers in Business Bay, employees, entrepreneurs, digital nomads, people working in hybrid setups. This is going to be an ideal location. Just imagine the views that you can expect from the, let's say, from the 40, let's say you are living in a duplex, 2-bedroom duplex on the 50th floor, overlooking Burj Khalifa, unobstructed views. The kind of views that you can expect from there, the downtown views, Burj Khalifa, uh, that is something unique. That is going to be something unique. And this is the kind of people that are going to be living here when it comes to long-term residences. When it comes to short-term, any tower in Business Bay, downtown, that has Burj Khalifa views are always going to be a good hit when it comes to short-term rentals, right? Addition to that, this project is located just 2 minutes away from the Business Bay metro station. That is going to be an additional advantage when it comes to short-term rentals, right? You could easily expect rental ROI at least 10% when it comes to short-term, and you could comfortably expect 6 to 7% of a long-term rental ROI comfortably. Could be higher than that depending on the unit that you choose, but 6 to 7% is a safe assumption considering that Business Bay is already matured location, right? The main game here for an investor is, yes, rentals are going to be decent, good, stable investment. Addition to that, the main gain here is going to be the returns you can expect from, let's say, flipping the property because of the payment plan. That is the main gain here for an investor. For an end user, of course, the views, the amenities, the uniqueness of the project, everything matters for an end user. So that's a bit about what kind of people are going to live in this project, who you can expect as your tenant in this project. Now coming to the prices, one bed starting from 1.86 million. These are the starting prices. Of course, if you are to expect a decent good unit on a high floor, on a good layout, you'll have to keep a margin of at least 15 to 20% on these prices. So one beds you are expecting, looking at anywhere about 2.1 million. If it's a 2 beds, you are expecting at least 3 million. 3 beds, let's say at least touching 5 million. 2-bed duplexes, let's say 4.2, 4.3 million. Likewise, right? In terms of which unit is more unique and which unit would retain a higher resale value and rentability in the long run, I think when you say resale value, duplexes, either 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom duplexes, could be a game changer because the number of duplexes available in Business Bay downtown very less, right? So particularly the way this layout is located with the maid's room, the spaciousness, and the kind of amenities that you could expect in this tower, the level of service, I think duplex, a 2-bedroom duplex, would be a very unique investment opportunity in this project, right? Again, the discussion, like if you are to invest 4 million, would you want to invest in an apartment, 2-bedroom duplex, or would you want to invest in a townhouse? That's something that we need to discuss separately. I think if you are looking for a safe investment, stable developer, established location, then this is definitely an option that you can consider. Of course, before making a move, I know you as an investor would definitely want to consider what are the options available that we can do on a one-on-one discussion, one-on-one call. What are the options available where you can invest 4 million? What are the options available? What are the best ones that could bring higher returns as per your objective, right? Because in a video, I can only talk about one particular investment case, and you as an investor, every single investor that I talk about, that I come across is very unique in terms of the needs, wants, requirements. For me, that is the beauty of doing real estate, talking to different investors, trying to understand different perspectives. I learn a lot from that. And I'm sure you also would learn a lot if we, if you're interested in an investment, if we have a chat, if we talk, you also probably would learn a lot about different angles of investments, which would definitely be helpful in making a proper investment decision. Whether you choose to go ahead with me or not, that would be helpful for me and for you. So if you're eyeing on an investment, I'd suggest let's have a call. Let's just have a chat. Let's learn what we can gain from each other, and let's understand how you as an investor, how you can benefit, how you can maximize your investment in Dubai, right? Okay, so that's a bit of about the investment. One thing before winding up, one very important thing which I should mention, which I couldn't discuss earlier, is the payment plan. Well, with this I can wind up the video, right? 10% on booking, 10% 6 months down the line, 30th November, like end of November 2025. So developer is only taking 10% on booking, 10% here, 10% per year after that. In 2026, we're only paying 10%, 5% on April, 5% on October. 2027, 5% on April, 5% on October. So the payment plan is very well spread. It's a 50-50 payment plan. And 2028 October, your payments are stopping, like until the 50%, right? The 50th percent, 2028 October, you're going to pay 5%. And from there, you have more than 1 year, right, to pay the rest 50%. If you are an end user, this 50% can be mortgaged. If you are an investor, again, if you are not planning to flip, then this 50% can be mortgaged, or you can pay at the handover. If you are an investor, if you want to flip, then this is definitely a game changer. You have more than 1 year time until the property gets ready. That is where the real appreciation lies. When an end user sees a ready property with this caliber, with this development, where the current price per square foot as of now is around 2,700 dirhams per square foot, this could easily touch 4,000 dirhams per square foot, right? Considering what prices unique properties like this are selling in Business Bay downtown, right? This could easily touch 4,000 dirhams per square foot. You are only invested 50%. So if you are planning to flip as an investor, this is definitely a very good option that you could consider. You have a good 1 year until the property appreciates, until it gets ready, and closer to handover, if you flip it, you are going to make some good money. And definitely there are going to be buyers eagerly waiting to buy a ready unit in this apartment at that point in time. We can discuss all these in details on a one-on-one Zoom call if interested in an investment. So yes, that's a bit about today's investment opportunity by Deyaar, a reputed developer, a good investment opportunity in the heart of Dubai, Business Bay. If you are interested, do get in touch. We can have a chat. We can discuss, compare and contrast between projects available. And hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Signing off until next time.